Hi guys, so today I'll be sharing with you how to make soft donuts at home every time. It is so easy to do, so keep on watching to learn some of those. So for this recipe, you're going to need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and onto that add 3/4 tablespoon of instant yeast. Then I went ahead and added a 1/4 cup of sugar. Add a small amount of salt, then add 1 egg. Then this is warm water. You're going to need half a cup, that is 200 ml. So add the water gradually like you see on the video, then give everything a good mix. When everything comes together like you see on the video, go ahead and add the remaining amount of water. Again, not all of it, just a small amount as you mix, just to make sure that you get the right consistency. And once you are done adding the water into the dough like you see here, go in with your hands, and the idea is to knead the dough until you get a soft and fluffy dough. And you're going to realize that the dough is kind of sticky, but do not add any flour at this point. Just transfer the dough to a working surface like you see here, and then you're going to knead this for roughly 10 minutes. And this is how to knead it. You just press down and push it, press and push, press and push to activate the gluten, and you're going to get the soft dough, the one that will make the soft donut. And this is how to test if the dough is ready. Press down and it should bounce right back if the dough is ready. And after that, now take the bowl, the one that we're using to knead, add a small amount of cooking oil, and then you're going to spread it using your fingers, or you can even use a brush. And then you're going to apply some oil on the dough like you see here, just to make sure that it doesn't form a crust. You're going to cover the bowl, and then you're going to leave the dough to double in size. And roughly 45 minutes later, the dough had doubled in size. So you're going to press it down just to get rid of any air bubbles like you see here. And after that, you're going to remove the dough from the bowl onto the working surface, and you're now going ahead to shape the donuts. So start by cutting the dough into 2 balls like you see here. Set one ball aside, and then we're going to work on the other ball first. Make sure to cover the dough like you see here, just to ensure that it doesn't dry out. Use a small amount of all-purpose flour on the dough, and then you're going to press it down as you prepare to roll it flat. And guys, like you see, the dough is super soft. You can even tell from the video, and this is my preferred thickness. It shouldn't be too thick or too thin. This is what I used to shape a small bowl and that nozzle. So just go ahead, use the bowl to cut bigger circles like you see here, guys, and it is self-explanatory. You can use a glass, you can use just something round, and another small round thing, if you understand what I mean. So just go ahead and cut into small circles like you see here, and then we're going to cut again at the middle using the nozzle. Donuts are perfect for breakfast. Sometimes I make them for snacking. If you like something for the kids, something fancy for the kids, you can make donuts. You can even involve them as you make them just for fun. So after cutting them into round shapes like you see here, just remove the excess dough that you do not need, and then you're going to take now the small nozzle and start shaping the donuts. And as for the small pieces that you're going to cut inside the dough, the 2 tiny small donuts, please do not throw them away. You can still deep fry them, and they are also very delicious. You're going to need a baking paper. You can use a foil and apply some oil on it, and then you're going to place the donut so that it doesn't stick on the table as you leave it to rise. So just take your baking paper, and then you're going to place your donuts. This is what I got, and then you're going to cover that with a clean kitchen towel, and then leave it again to double in size. And this is roughly 20 minutes later, and you can see the donuts have risen well. They do not have to rise very much, just ensure that they double in size. Testing if the oil is ready, and I've told you guys, if you want to know that the oil is ready, just you can use a wooden spoon, you can use a toothpick, or you can use such a thing that I'm using, and if you put it in the oil and it removes bubbles, the oil then is ready. It shouldn't be too hot, just make sure that the donuts cook on the inside. So I went ahead and started adding my donuts here like you can see. And the idea is to make sure that the donuts cook on the inside so that you do not get donuts that are cooked outside but inside the dough is raw. So just go ahead and keep adding your donuts. I added 4 of them. You're going to add the number of donuts that fit on your pan depending on the size of your pan. And then the idea is to fry this until they get golden brown. So guys, I said that I'm going to share some of the tricks to getting the softest donuts ever, and one of those is to knead your dough. Just make sure that you knead your dough for a long time, and also let the dough rest before moving to the next step. Always leave the dough to rest. And one more thing, when you're working with instant yeast, make sure you use warm milk or warm water. Do not use cold milk and do not use cold water, otherwise you're not going to activate the yeast. Just make sure that it rises. It can be tricky to work with yeast, but if you make sure that the you are working with warm water, warm milk, then you're good to go. And also when you're frying the donuts, do not use very high heat and do not use very hot oil. Ensure that you test your oil before frying your donuts and you will be good to go. So at this point I was just looking for the perfect color, because I was confident that they were cooking on the inside as well, and it takes roughly 5 minutes per side to cook fully, but be sure to keep turning just to make sure that one side doesn't cook and the other side cooks. So I just went kept on turning the donuts like you see here. You can use a spatula or you can use a wooden spoon, but I prefer to use this skewer. It's called a skewer. I prefer to use a skewer to turn the donuts. And something that I might have forgotten to mention, you can add your favorite flavor when you are making the dough. You can use vanilla essence, you can use lemon. Just grate the lemon to get the lemon zest, and then add lemon juice. That is like a tablespoon would be okay. You can use cardamom or you can use cinnamon. And like you can see guys, at this point the donuts were looking perfect. I really loved this color, the golden brown color. So I just scooped them from the hot oil. And one more thing, when you want to get them from the hot oil, be sure to put them on a kitchen paper just to get rid of any excess oil. And the donuts were ready guys. I really loved these donuts. If you've got chocolate, you can coat them with chocolate to be even more delicious. And if you have sugar, that is icing sugar, you can sprinkle some icing sugar on the donuts and they will be absolutely delicious. I did not do any of that because I was confident with the sugar and I didn't want them to have too much sugar. So those are the donuts guys. They are looking so good. They were so delicious. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.